Welcome to another version of Dudes After Dark. It's your host, Tony Lane, with Garage Beer. But you know what? We're all about layers of entertainment here on the Dude After Dark. Like I said, beer, barbecue, beards, bourbon, all the things. But don't worry, we got more layers than that. Did I mention we also do giveaways? Every month, all kinds of cool stuff. Sometimes even some Garage Beer merch. So tune in, enjoy the show. We love to have each and every one of you a part of us. Let's get after it, shall we? Dudes After Dark with Garage Beer. Cheers. Let's go. Woo, let's go. Mother flippin' indeed. So excited to have you guys along here tonight for yet another D.A.D. Congratulations to the Lady Cox. We'll get into that more here in a second, as we also are going live with the women's Final Four tonight. Very big draw, so we're going head to head, Kate and Clark, here in this hour. But we got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. We got a lot of things moving. We got a lot of moving bits and parts. Possibly a surprise second guest. Haven't got final confirmation on that, but it'll be a wild one if we pull it off. But first, let's get to our co-host. We're going to swap it up tonight because I got a bone to pick with one of them. One of them we're gonna have to the face. First, out of South Kakalaki, the Southern Smoker Fried Samurai, a miner of Carolina Gold and the maker of Downtown Funky Brown Sauce, three-time People's Champion of Chili with beans, real chili. A man that is happier than a pig in a mud puddle right now, as the Lady Cox just put it on the other Kakalaki, North Kakalaki State Lady Wolfpack, Damon Kite.
What's
How
up,
you doing,
guy?
brother?
Hey,
Doing
man, we
good.
living large right now.
That's right. We are.
Hey,
We are. Hey, we got Chip. Since he's been back on, I've been hitting them. I've been hitting that sports book a little hard,
yeah.
and yeah, first half didn't do me good, but they came back for me here in the second for sure.
Hey, I'm telling
Um,
you, man, they did turn it up in the third for sure. That's
yeah,
finals. Here we come.
that's right. Against who? We don't know.
I was
We'll
about to say,
find out.
I'm not gonna say any bad names on TV right now.
Uh oh. Speaking of bad names, I had a couple to say when this guy
Hmm.
blew it. Just
Well,
big bag of suck. We
I
had a big
mean,
clap
can't win
this
them
week.
all, bro. You can't win them all.
We still won, but
Yeah, we still won.
for those that didn't know how to cash out, they didn't, and it wasn't because of us.
Yep.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
To
I know
our
somebody who
fellow
missed it.
dude. What's that?
I know somebody who did miss it. They
Yeah.
pulled the same parlay that we did,
Did
and they
they?
fell
Did
asleep
it?
and missed a draw.
Oh no. Well, sorry to that
And
guy.
that
It's
was
because of
Johnson's fault.
Johnsy. That's definitely because of Johnsy. To a man, the Californian that's been born again in the poncho wearing, Surshman slurping, parlay blowing, a man that if you need to lose a bet, you call up this guy. If you
Exactly.
want to nail the first two legs of a three-leg parlay and then have it crumble before your fingertips and lose by 3 points late in the fourth, you call this guy.
That
A
guy.
man that you go through all this work to make all these videos and collabs with to make a really good bet and try to help the people. And as the Prince of the Poors, I was pretty disappointed, Johnsy.
What you got to
I don't.
say? Oh, hey, that was just as easy. That was
All
just
right,
as
ladies and
easy.
gentlemen, that was Johnsy. Give it up for
That was
Johnsy.
Johnsy, yo. Yep.
That was
You
Johnsy.
guys
Give it up.
suck, dude. You guys
And,
suck.
all
Bro,
I can
hey,
say is,
according to what the trail looked like, it looked like it should have been an over, you know?
hey, that's gambling, baby.
It is. You
That's
want to
gambling,
blame me?
baby.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Hey,
That's why
forget
there's
about it. I
hotlines
don't
for this, because people get these beats all the time. That's why there's
Hey, you got a
hotlines.
problem with it? Call my bookie. I don't care.
I bet
Your
our
Forget
people
guest
about
told you to what
tonight.
to bet.
I bet our
it.
guest
Forget
tonight
about
might
it.
know some people up in Cleveland that could help you with these services.
Mm,
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
don't either.
nothing either. I
I
didn't
don't know
say
what
Yeah, I
nothing.
this.
don't.
What does this mean?
Services,
I don't
Yeah.
speak sign language.
services could be a very broad term. So yeah, but real quick,
Mm.
love you guys. Excited for the show tonight. Excited
Yeah,
for
man,
Vince.
always for
Love
sure.
Vince. So excited for this one. But first, let's give away some stuff.
Dude, oh
Yep.
my gosh.
Let's do the give back giveaway at the top of the hour, just in case, Damon. But right now, let's do the Icy Tech
Oh my
cooler giveaway, the
oh
custom
my gosh,
Icy Tech
dude.
cooler giveaway.
Come
By
on,
far,
baby.
by far, the
Come
coolest
on.
thing we have ever given away. By
Come
far, the coolest thing we have ever
on,
given away.
baby.
All right,
Now
let's.
remember, if you were here every Friday to put in the hashtag we spoke of on that Friday and you got it in before Thursday night at midnight, East Coast time, you have 5 chances. You have 5 chances in this drawing. If you only did it once, hey, there's still a
Shame on
chance.
you.
There's still a
The winner
chance.
was
And
beautiful color of choice 40 quart Icy Tech cooler with your small business, family shield, whatever logo you want to put on this thing. I don't know if they can do licensed stuff. That I do not know, but they could definitely do a lot of creators on here with their channels. You could put your channel logo right on this thing. About a $350 value. Promo code DUDE is still out there to save you 20% off this one, which would pay for the logo plus another $30 off. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's give this
All right.
away.
All
Thank you,
American
guys.
company, CEOs,
All American guys.
veteran. Right. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome dudes.
Wow, look at all those entries. That is awesome.
Oh my gosh, that looks insane.
Hey, real
dude.
quick, thank you guys.
You're
Thank
right.
no,
Right.
exactly.
Thank you.
That
This is so
yeah,
freaking cool.
I can't even stop smiling.
This is the
That's
amount of
freaking
support
awesome.
needed to keep something like this going. So we got to
Yep.
keep it up, guys. Thank you guys
Right.
so much for all those that watch. You guys do everything you can for us. Just help us keep this thing growing so we can keep doing stuff like this. Let's go ahead and give away this. You're gonna have to tell me who it is.
Baby.
There's so many. The names are so small.
I can't even
Yep.
read it.
But
Yeah.
it'll pop up big when it's over. Hey,
All
somebody
right.
hit that drum roll on this thing tonight. This is big. 2,
Boom.
1.
Yeah, drum roll. I'm kind of nervous. My heart's racing just a smidge. Not every day you give away a $350 item.
Gonzi. No way! No way! No, dude.
There it is.
There's not an angry
Congratulations.
person. There's not an angry person out there right now.
Nope.
Congratulations.
Nope. Hey, it worked. Lynn, it worked.
Yeah, she had her
It
fingers crossed.
worked. It
Wow.
worked.
Wow. Holy crap.
There it is.
Well, adventures, get a hold of us. Pick out a color. We'll get you figured. I talked to him today. He told me to get a hold of him next week. So I filled him in like, hey, we're doing it tonight. Well, how do you want me to handle it? It's official. It'll be done.
It has
Hell
been
yeah.
handled.
And there is such a stress and weight
Dude.
lifted off my shoulder because that was a lot to keep track of. I didn't want to miss any of those entries.
Man.
That's when you wish you didn't have like 8 million platforms you were streaming to because it was good for you. Good for you. I just only wish they had pink for. I don't know. They might.
I've seen a lot of colors. I don't know. I don't know about pink.
Oh man, I hope for her. If they have pink, that would be awesome for her.
But if she did, if she did white with her pink logo and stuff, that might look good. No, thank you.
No, thank you
for always being here.
Just tell everybody in the world, run down Main Street and just be like, I won this on the Dude Network. You could too.
Right.
Oh,
she wants black. Okay. They do have black.
All right. That would be cool. Oh, yeah, with that.
Yeah, that'll look good.
Yeah.
Black and pink.
Yeah,
Black and pink.
Absolutely.
Black and pink.
Hey, just like you said, look. Not a mad person in the house.
Yeah. Maybe some jealous people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me. I
had entries.
Yeah. Does that one? I'm not sure, Damon, on your question.
Yeah. So
We'll figure it out.
we'll talk. Yeah. We're good.
Yes,
We
I
know.
know.
We know.
I know, but I have to still say it. So,
I mean, anywhere you go,
but
anybody that sees asks where you got that cooler, obviously
but
provided by IC but you got it at the
the only
Dude
thing cooler than that cooler is our guest tonight. Fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
fact.
very much true.
Yes, you. Yes, you, sir. In the back. That's you. You handsome devil.
He's in the basement right now, folks.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
No, he's not. We probably shouldn't say those things.
Well, it's like the green room, but we call it the basement because it's below the screen.
We could probably come up with a different name.
Okay,
Saying
I liked it one
basement.
time when someone said it one time, one of the guests, and I liked it.
Yeah.
So sorry. All right, my
Yeah.
bad.
I'm just
I
thinking
apologize.
like it might be a little
Apologize to
intimidating to the not best friends of the world, Like, hey, come to my basement. Like, I'm good. I said I think I called it the guest room that's in the basement is what I called it.
That
It was
sounds
kinda-
more suspect to me
That's
than
worse. Yeah.
No, no,
Ain't no party
no.
like a
Hey,
Ain't
bro.
no,
That's 2 out
don't
of 3.
do it,
2 out
bro.
of 3. 2
Hey,
out of 3.
ain't no party like a dude party.
Right. I'm
Like
just
ain't no
saying.
party
I'm
like a
sure Buffalo
TDN.
Bill called the pit his
Yeah,
spare bedroom
Buffalo
basement.
Bob up in this piece. Oh
Oh
man.
shoot.
But hey, after we had this guy on last time, I bought the book, Greatest Moments in Cleveland Sports History. I might have read it before that, but either way, I've read it. Awesome book. Even if you're not a Cleveland sports guy, if you're just into history, a lot of quick, short stories. Honestly, like they have those like squatty potty books where you can read like a tale while
Yeah.
you're doing your grumpers.
Right.
That'd be a good one. Yeah, 10 pager. On the morning after the show ones. You got the longer stories, but you got some short ones. When you're in a rush.
I can't
True.
wait to hear what he has to say
Probably
about
shouldn't
that.
have. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what he has
I
to say
mean,
about
he's
that one.
he's been in the
All I'm
basement.
saying
He's a
is
crapper book. I mean,
all I'm saying is it was so good I didn't want to put it down.
so you stayed in the bathroom extra longer.
That's also sounds suspect. No.
I'm just saying we're not headed in a good direction, folks.
Yeah, this
Well,
garage beer.
Hey, it happens.
It happens.
Garage beer. It happens.
Hey, craziest thing happened. I went to a store today. They were sold out, so I had to go to another store.
that's not a
Hate to
bad
hear
thing.
it. Hate to
Hate to
hear
hear it.
it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I'll tell you right now. I
well,
was like,
yeah.
listen. I went to the stores and I was like, listen. I want to keep telling everybody where you find it. You better start ordering some damn garage beer because I ain't going to keep coming in here and not have any damn get blanked out on the garage beer. But no, like I said, really excited for this one. In all seriousness, tonight, very blessed to have Vince back. Last week was
Absolutely.
opening week
Yes.
of MLB baseball, which is a fun time for any sports fan, and honestly, any old school American. Like, how many of us have that aunt or grandma that was just a diehard baseball fanatic? It was always baseball. Like, your grandma was never a football nut, was never a basketball nut. It was
Yeah.
she listened to
That's true.
to your favorite local baseball team on the radio. Out in the Midwest, those grandmas grew up listening to Jack Buck, the St. Louis Cardinals AM station out there.
Right.
I mean, it's America's pastime.
Yeah.
Baseball opening day just hits different. We didn't really tackle it last week, and looking back on it, probably should have. But we're going to tackle opening day this week in a very fun dude way. We're not going to bore everybody to death with sport details, but we are going to have fun. We're going to integrate dude world. Just have a couple beers, hang out here with our good buddy and author, the man, the myth, the legend, friend of show, the man with the biggest brain in this room.
Facts.
Even if you combined all our brains and put it together, it'd still be like about 100 times
Oh,
bigger than that one. Yeah. A man that writes about Northeast Ohio, that resides in Cleveland, who I've hung out with multiple times and is cooler in person than he is on screen, Vince
Hmm.
Guerrieri. How we doing,
Woo!
sir?
Good, good. And just for the record, I am in fact in my basement. That is, I have my underground lair. I have my James Bond villain chair.
Yes.
This is where it is. I'm in
You
my
just need
office,
that-
which for tax purposes is 4,500 square feet.
My man.
Hey,
My man.
big brain needs a big space, I always
My
say.
man.
Yes, sir.
That is a
Man.
fact. So, how we doing, Vince? Thanks for coming back on, first and foremost.
Yes.
Sorry for the windy intro. I'll do better next time.
I assure you, it's my pleasure. I am delighted. Quite honestly, I wrote the book with the idea that somebody can sit down and read it in 5-minute increments if they were in the smallest room of the house or any other room in the house.
See? Me and Jonesy
Hey.
were both right. Jonesy, just want to call it a draw and hug it out?
No, look at that.
All right. Damon,
That's a B moment.
go Cox.
Yes, all day.
Oh.
No, but honestly, the book was fantastic as it, I think we talked about, I'm trying to remember, had I already read the book the last time you were on, or was I about to read? I can't remember.
I think you had read at least some of it. I don't know if you had read it in its entirety, but I know that you made it a point to wait to have me on until you had at least gotten into it.
That's right, because I had met you up at Big Play, and it was within about a month of there when you came on the show. So yeah, it took me a little bit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't take me long to read it because it was a good read, but it did take me longer than a month. So yeah, no, I did finish it. Like I think I even told you, it was just really fun. As a Cleveland guy, you're always you would think just like, oh, why would I read this? It's gonna be nothing but miserable. But there was actually a lot of really fun stories, a lot of light humor, just funny incidents that have happened, a lot of serious incidents, but also you had a couple chapters in there for the good times at Cleveland too. So yeah, just a lot of really cool, like, oh wow. Like my favorite was like famous players that played in Cleveland that you wouldn't even have known that played in Cleveland. And one of them was Walt Frazier. I didn't know that he actually tried to play a season for the Cavs. So
Yeah, that's actually, and what was really interesting about that is for many years, there was no such thing as free agency. And then, once they said we're probably going to move in this direction in like football and basketball in particular, there was some element of compensation when a player left in free agency. Like, you had the Rozelle rule where, if a player left and signed a contract with another team, the team they left would get some type of compensation. And in basketball, Walt Frazier actually came to the Cavs when the Knicks signed one of the Cavs players. So he was kind of the last vestiges of those teams that won a couple of titles in the early 70s. And, he kind of felt like he needed to change the scenery. The Knicks felt like he needed to change the scenery. And Bill Fitch, the coach of the Cavs at the time, God love him, he says, the worst case scenario here is that Walt Frazier never beats me again.
oh, that's good stuff. And yeah, but I don't think he beat too many guys in Cleveland from what I remember reading.
He had one really good year. He had one good year, and he had a couple of years where he had just gotten old, and he couldn't stay on the court for a whole lot of time.
So he was here 3 years? I thought it was just a one and done.
I think it was 2 years actually, and it was
Okay.
he was couldn't stay on the floor enough, and he retired after that, and obviously he's been a key part of the Knicks broadcast crew since.
And Just for Men.
And Just for Men, yes.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Damon Johns, I know you guys.
Man.
Yeah, you made it.
You
When
made
you're
it
doing
there.
Just for Men,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like Frank Thomas doing those like Nutrigenics commercials. It's like good for that dude that was barely relevant when he played to still be having like a relevant like
True.
TV commercial. Like, I mean, Frank Thomas was a big name, but he was for the White Sox. Like if he would have played for the Yankees, like or
True.
the Dodgers, it would have been a much bigger deal. Or the Red Sox. White Sox didn't. Hell, even if he would have played for the Cubs, Frank Thomas probably would have been a bigger household name. Would you agree with that, Vince?
Absolutely. I mean, he was one of those guys. I think he was still fairly well known. I mean, he was a big slugger in the 90s and into the 2000s. I can remember going to the All-Star game in Pittsburgh in 1994, and the American League lineup for the home run derby that year was Frank Thomas, Albert Bell, Ruben Sierra, and Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, it was just absolutely stacked. I mean,
Ruben
between the
Sierra.
four of them, that's like 1,500 home runs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Ruben Sierra, a name you never think to
Never
bring.
hear.
Yeah, ever. So Damon Johnsy, I know we got some stuff lined up for Vince here, man, on MLB opening day. But before we get real deep into it here, I know you guys probably got some stuff that you thought about after the last time we had Vince on. So Johnsy, you first here. What do you got here for Vince
Yeah,
before we get to our
I
first?
just got a question about writing. You've written for magazines, a lot of Popular Mechanics, Politico, like some big magazines. You've written for at least a handful of newspapers. What's the and books, obviously articles, very published. What's the difference between that? Like, obviously a book's an undertaking, but like, what's the difference between magazine and newspaper writing?
Well, I actually started out in newspapers. I still work for a newspaper. I have an office job, so I don't do a whole lot of writing for them. But when you write for a newspaper, you kind of go where the story takes you. I mean, it's still very
Right,
much
right.
in a lot of ways that inverted pyramid lead where you have the most important stuff up at the top and then the gradually less important stuff because you go down to the story. When you are writing for magazines, and it took me a little bit to figure this out, but I feel like I've figured out enough to get by. Um, you have to know exactly where the story's going to go. I mean, even in newspaper features, they said, features have a beginning, a muddle, and an end. They usually have a really focused, well-developed anecdotal lead. They have a really good kicker quote at the end, and then, it may kind of meander in between those 2 points. But when you're writing a story for a magazine, you have to know you're usually given a solid word count too. I mean, and when they tell you we want a 1,500 word story, if you get it, I try and get it within, let's say, 100 words of that. If it's between 1,400 and 1,600, I feel like I have fulfilled my obligation. If you're given a 1,500 word story and you write 1,000 words or you write 2,000 words, that can be kind of problematic. But you have to know where you're going, and you have to know how you're going to get there every step of the way. And especially when you're writing, magazine type stories, you have to have a sense of pacing. How you get from one point to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next, and then to the end.
Do you do inverted pyramid style on your newspaper articles?
I'm sorry.
Do you do the like the knowledge of inverted pyramid? We start with like the basic, like most
Yeah.
important up top, and then at the very end is like is that how you do your style? Because I was a journalist major, and that's how they taught me. But we were
For
very small
newspapers,
school.
yeah, lots of stuff. When you're writing a game story, or when you're covering a city council meeting, or writing up a story from a trial. I mean, you kind of that's kind of what you do, but you get to be a little more creative, a little more narrative when you're writing magazine type stuff. And you guys obviously read the book and hopefully digested it in short doses, and that's kind of it wasn't so much it wasn't so much I wrote a book. It's that I wrote 60 different
Right.
vignettes. So
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
so like you would say, like the way because the reason I want to ask that question is like it seems like magazine articles versus newspapers is like they'll tell like the books like a book story, but in a page or two or so many words or whatever. Like it's a whole whether like and then like you were saying, newspapers kind of like catch your attention, fill in, and then nail the ending. I just
yeah,
find that's just very interesting. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Do you have
absolutely.
real quick? Do you have a preferred way out of all those books, magazines, or newspapers? Sorry, Damon. Sorry, Tony.
All right.
I
A lot
mean,
of questions. A lot of good
it
questions here, Paul Vince.
really kind of depends on the subject matter. There are some things where I can say,
Okay.
yeah, I'll write a 600-word story for a newspaper and be done with it, and I'll feel pretty good about that. And there are some times when I say, yeah, I'd like to do a feature and get a little deeper into it. I just sent off a draft for the June issue of Cleveland Magazine
Shout
for
out.
an oral history on the 50th anniversary of 10 Cent Beer Night in Cleveland.
Oh, sick.
So that's and that's one of
Wow.
those things.
Yeah.
I mean, I got turned loose on that story fairly early. So I was tracking people down and doing interviews and things like that. And I said, you know what? I am ready to release this into the world, because that's the thing. When you write a book, you are sitting with a topic for at least a year, maybe two. So it's got to be something that you really enjoy, and because you're going to be deeply immersed in it, and even if you love it, even if it is your favorite thing in the world, there will come a point when you say, I want to be done with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever been in a book, one of your books, like your big projects, where you're just like, I regret? You don't have to shout out which book, but have you ever done a book where you're just like, no? Or have you ever started to a book and then pulled out of it because you're like, this isn't going to work? Or do you have to be pretty set in your mind before taking on said project?
Yeah, that's it exactly. I mean, it's got to be something that you are interested enough in, because when you if you write a novel, you have to have a completed manuscript to shop it around. A work of fiction, you have to have like your complete book written. When you write a nonfiction book, you can usually sell it with with an outline and a sample chapter. So there is actually a decent amount of research to get into even before you get the deal to write a book. You have to have a good, you have to have a good outline. Again, you have to have a sense of where you start, where you're going, how you get there, and how the story resolves itself. One of the things that I get asked is occasionally is, you know, how do you pitch a story to a magazine? Because a lot of the magazine stuff I do freelance, and it's, you have to have a story to tell. You have to have, it all starts with an idea. You say, I want to write about this, or I want to tell this story, and you have to refine that to the point where, again, you know where it begins, you know where it goes, and you know where it ends.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I get into those. I get in. There's always a good amount of research and a healthy amount of writing too, just to put together a book proposal. And obviously, not every book proposal gets accepted, and part of that is there are a lot of publishing companies that can afford to be choosy. But the other thing too is there are a lot of book proposals that just aren't the right fit for whatever agent or publishing house you're going to, and there are book proposals that maybe aren't fully formed. And I feel like that's a great way to weed things out, is because you go through this process, and then that part of that is your own discernment to go, boy, this may not be worth writing about, or at least worth writing about, at least worth writing 50 or 60,000 words about.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Damon, what you got?
So, I mean, we'll switch gears a little bit. I mean, I know we was talking about MLB opening day. Seems like they changed a little bit of rules every year. Any rule changes for this year that you see is going to be a huge impact?
I mean, compared to last year, no, I don't. I mean, it's they changed the pitch clock, and I know that you saw some pitchers and some batters getting used to it fairly early on, but it was one of those things. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, and there were very few bad unintended consequences. I mean, because they did. They reduced They reduced game time and the changes
A lot of
dramatically. Yes,
right,
and
right.
it wasn't, and that was the thing too. It wasn't playing time. I mean, it was the pitcher stepping
Right.
off the mound and walking around and composing himself, and the guy stepping
Right.
out of the batting box and adjusting his gloves and adjusting
Right.
whatever else he wanted to adjust. But
Yeah.
they did that. The big change this year that everybody is talking about is the uniforms.
Oh yeah, the old nut
Right.
huggers or showers,
They
the nut exposers.
Yes, it is. It has not been, and this was one of those things that you would hear about um, on a fan level because I know. I feel like Drew McGarry wrote about it for Defector, but he talked about how terrible fan gear has become compared to even a few years ago. And unfortunately, the same company that's making the fan gear is now making the gear for the players, and it is not a good look.
And it's also
Oof.
the same company that's in charge of the trading cards now too.
Hey, right.
So yeah. Well, but it's also
Speaking-
like that's the material that you're going to be seeing in. So yeah, like they're in charge. It's funny that they're in charge of commandeering those like jerseys to put into the commemorative cards. It's an interesting dynamic that I actually paid attention to. We do have a couple questions here, and we have some new people watching in here. So we got some new
Yeah,
Facebook
thank you
people that
so
we
much
have.
for showing
So we
up,
haven't.
everybody.
Every time we see a comment with from a new name, we like to welcome them. I know we had Joe, and it looks like a big Twins fan hanging out. First time I've seen him. Welcome, Joe, to the Dude Network, and we hope you are still here and stick around and keep joining us. Right here, Tom. No, sorry, Tom. Tom Marquette.
I was
Yo,
gonna say,
not
where?
Joe. Yo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you must have
Robert.
seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Richards. I like to write in Q&A. It's informative and something we don't get to hear enough about. I agree, especially when a pro is answering the question. Not just any pro, a pro's pro.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I knew
expressing your thoughts for the world to see in writing has to be tough. So,
and yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it is, and that's why you find that a lot of people, nobody goes into writing to get rich. You may go. There are some people who may do it to be famous, but they are very misguided. But it's like any other creative pursuit. On some
right.
level, it is its own reward.
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, like I said, we did have some stuff prepared for you. Actually, some opening day trivia. You're a little bit of a sports buff. You got some things.
All right, let's do it.
All right, and then we have you got to know Cleveland, and we call this the Vince makes Tony drinking game.
Uh-oh.
You get the question right, I drink. If you get a touchdown, or if you score so many points out of so many questions, I'll shotgun a beer. There we go. Garage.
Oh, what? Okay,
Yeah.
come on, Vince. We got this, baby.
Yeah, we need
I
you in
must
this one.
like drinking garage beer because I'm going a trivia game with Vince, who literally writes books about trivia. So yeah, this ought to go over real well. All right. So let me find. I text you. Okay, right here. There. Damn, I text you that. All right. Who holds the record for most walks on opening day?
Most walks on opening day. Are we talking a pitcher or a batter?
Pitcher.
Okay.
The pitcher that threw the most walks, and whoever's second is a Hall of Famer.
He's got to be a Yankee.
No,
Take that.
But I will say it is a Cleveland Indian. That's your hint.
It's Bob Feller holds the record for most opening days for the Indians. I mean, it's got to be him, right?
It was Herb Score in
Oh.
1957. He walked 11 in 11 innings in a 3-2 loss to the Chicago White Sox.
No.
And then it was not 1 month later, he took a ball
got
off
hit.
the forehead and it derailed his promising career. As Mickey Mantle said, Herb Score was the toughest pitcher he ever
took
faced.
A ball to the forehead off a bat?
Yeah. And
Gil McDougall, it was up at Cleveland Stadium. Gil McDougall hit a comebacker, hit him right here, and you can find pictures. I think Cleveland Memories got some pictures of him in the hospital after that, and it was just
I
It
mean,
was
what's
not a
the
great
average
team.
speed coming off a bat? It's got to be.
So in
I don't know.
1974, the person who was second was one Nolan Ryan,
Huh.
who had
Really?
10 walks in a win. Half the pitches that day
Of course, it
were
was a
thrown
win.
by. They had a pitch. There was a picture of Nolan Ryan on opening day in 1974, and they said there was a 50-50 chance that this was either a strike or a ball, and because he threw that many balls on opening day.
Bro, is there? There's no. Bro, he was. His stats are unreal, though. Nolan Ryan's stats are unreal.
They really are.
He
Like
was just a
he struck out like some crazy number of guys that he also struck out their fathers. Like what?
Yeah,
I think it was 8 or 9.
that is true.
Struck out 8 or 9 fathers and sons.
Right. That's to me. That was.
Yeah,
that
it was like all of them.
That was.
And some of them, it was even more. It was like, I think the Alous, he struck out Moises, Felipe, and someone else too. I think Felipe had. I mean, it was wild.
I know he struck out Sandy Alomar Sr., Sandy Alomar Jr., and Robbie Alomar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all of them. So here's a non-Cleveland Indians one. Biggest win on opening day.
Ooh.
And this one, yeah, I'll just go. No, don't know it.
Or the score.
Yeah, anybody. Well, I mean, yeah, we'll take a score. We'll see who's close. If no one knows it, we'll take.
I want to say it was like
It's gonna be
the Yankees and the Red Sox in the 50s, and it was like 30-2 or something.
Pretty damn close. It was Yankees over Senators, 1955, but it was 19-1. Who are now the Minnesota?
That's the biggest
Yankees.
win
On opening day.
Opening day. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
on opening day. Okay, so here's a Cleveland one that is also history for opening day. The longest game ever recorded on opening day. And there's actually a really fun tie-in to this as well. So it's got a double Cleveland tie-in.
Was that the Indians game against the Blue Jays a few years ago that went like 14 innings?
Yeah.
That's correct, except it went the 16 innings.
16
And
innings.
it was in Toronto, and it was the team debut for Toronto of one Omar Vizquel.
What's the highest?
It was his first game ever. Well, since Seattle, it was his first game not in an Indians uniform, and it went in history of the longest game in opening day history. And there was 14 pitchers, 540 pitches thrown in that game.
That was the game. The Indians gave up a lead in the ninth to go into extra innings and then lost in extras. Yes, I remember that.
The thing said Jose Bautista.
Dude.
So
repeat that number on pitches. 500 and what?
There was 540 pitches thrown, which is not what a manager wants to go to due to his bullpen on opening.
Dude, does anybody realize how that is so? That's way too many pitches in the game. Holy!
I mean, that's when you think about it, though. That's a 16-inning game. You know, you figure 540 pitches. That's 270 pitches a team, and I mean that kind of, doesn't seem outlandish for how long the game went.
I guess that's true. Right.
Let's see. Yeah.
Now there was one Cleveland Indian story. There's one Cleveland Indian story that's Johnsey's absolute favorite that was in your book.
Right.
And it was
so I did have a question about that. I did.
So do you know what I'm talking about, Johnsey?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
The Indians guy who got struck by lightning and pitched like a great game, and then like a week later pitched a no-hitter.
Yeah, Slim Caldwell.
yeah.
Slim? I didn't know his name was Slim.
Well, his name's Ray Caldwell, but I guess they had much better baseball nicknames back then. So he was Slim.
Everybody was Slim.
And he was, that's true too. Everybody was gaunt. I mean, do you ever see those pictures of ball players like before 1975? They all look like they're 100 years old because they all kind of a moisture.
True.
But Caldwell was a terrible drunk. He broke in with the Red Sox and he he roomed with Babe Ruth, which meant that he sampled the nightlife with Babe Ruth, and he apparently couldn't hold it as well as the Babe could. He actually almost drank himself out of the major leagues. And Tris Speaker was the manager of the Indians. He was a player manager for the Indians, and he said, "We'll take a flyer on this guy." And I think it was his first start. He was starting at League Park, and he was in line for the win. And the storm clouds started rolling in, and lightning struck, and he ended up out like a light on the pitcher's mound. And they revived him, and he got the last 2 outs of the game because that's what they did back then.
I mean, okay. So I have a question, because that's the most ludicrous thing that anybody's ever heard.
I'm pretty sure that stat will never be repeated. There's some things that are never.
Is there anything else that's like wild like that in the history of sports in your research that you've done? Because I mean, baseball keeps stats of absolutely everything.
That's true.
Like Tony said, that's probably a one and done. Hopefully. But is there any other craziness you came across in all your research?
Nothing comes immediately to mind. I mean, it's one of those. It's one of those things that you just never hear about, and I can't help but wonder how much of that is that you just don't hear about it because it happened so long ago. And one of the things that you run into with stories of a certain age, if it's not on the radio or on television, and you're kind of relying on newspaper accounts, it's how true all of this really is. There's a guy by the name of Luke Eplin. He just wrote a book about the 48 Indians called Our Team. And I talked to him about it while he was working on it. And I said, and he said that Bill Veeck, who owned the Indians for a while in the 40s, owned the White Sox a couple of different times, owned the St. Louis Browns at one point as well.
I didn't know that Bill Veeck. I forgot that Bill Veeck owned Cleveland because he's the one that. Okay, Johns, you'll know this, and Damon, when Beardlaw did Into the Beard about like the small person.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was the owner of that. That was Bill Veeck owned the St. Louis Browns. So
Eddie
he
Goodell,
was always known for stunts, and his son is the one that did the disco night fiasco in Chicago.
We actually
the Vex have quite the history of promotion in old Major League Baseball. But go ahead.
I went to I'm a Sabre member, and I went to the conference last year, and it was in Chicago, and Mike Veeck was actually one of the featured speakers, and this was right before the Netflix documentary came out about him, The Saint of Second Chances. And it was really interesting for him to hear him talk about that. And he says, my old man had way more credibility than me, so he came out and took the hit. And, Mike Veeck was still like blackballed from organized baseball for another 10 or 15 years after that. But Bill Veeck liked to tell stories that sometimes had less of a relationship to the truth than others. And he said, and Luke says, oh yeah, I mean, you really got to drill down and try and find, the truth of what they said and what actually happened. And it wasn't just him. It was just, I knew that was a really good example because he was one of those guys who liked to tell stories. But it's always very hard to figure out what actually happened and what might be hyperbole.
Got it.
That's awesome.
Well, that makes sense in any kind of, there's always the stories and they get embellished and, locker room chat, whatever kind of type deal.
We had a discussion once. Somebody said, Tommy Lasorda said that Danny Heap could race a pregnant woman and come in third. And I said I had heard him say that about Mike Scioscia. And as it turns out, it was a good enough line that he recycled it and used it for a couple of different guys. And now we have
Lasorda is legend.
I covered the 2006
everybody knows that name.
In Pittsburgh. And what they do is they have a news conference. The All-Star Game is always on a Tuesday. And so that Monday morning, they have a news conference at a hotel nearby. You're in the ballroom. The managers come out. They announce the starting pitchers. They come out and say a couple of things. And then you go to another room, and what they do is they give you an hour with the National League roster and an hour with the American League roster. And what they do is they take you into another ballroom, and there's like 25 tables, and each of the guys are at the table. So you can get your interview questions or your B-roll or whatever it is that you are looking for. But I tell you all this as background because Tommy Lasorda was standing there out in the hallway of the hotel giving an interview to ESPN Deportes in Spanish. And I said, that's it. I've seen it all now. I can retire.
My favorite Tommy Lasorda story.
Did you cover? Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many All-Star games have you got to cover?
Yeah, that's
the only one I ever got a press credential to. I've been to I went to a couple. I went to the one in '94 in Pittsburgh and the one in '97 in Cleveland. So those were good times.
Yeah,
and it's really neat to be around. And it's really neat to be around, just to be around at an event like this weekend in Cleveland is going to be completely nuts downtown because the Final Four is here, and then on Monday we have an eclipse.
I'm looking here at the crowd on the other
guys
screen.
Are hammered.
There's nothing. Yeah, and you got opening day Monday.
And opening day is Monday. Yeah,
right. Yeah, you guys are. Oh,
and everyone said nothing to do in Cleveland.
And you know, and it's really funny, and I did not realize this, but they said that, you know, they couldn't have opening day until next week because they're doing renovations in the upper deck at a ballpark, and they have the Final Four in town this weekend. So they said, you know, you may want to push it back a little bit.
They didn't.
Well, no, they did. They pushed it back to Monday, and it just so happens that's the day of the eclipse.
The eclipse. I thought you meant push it back from that. But yeah. So.
But they're going to have, you know, I mean, they're going to have 10 games played by the time they play their home opener.
But you know what? It's okay. Let's talk about that real quick. First time that the Guardians have got through this many games, that have made it this far into the season without missing a game. And how beneficial is that going down the road that they don't have to squeeze this crazy schedule down the stretch to make up these games in the dog days of summer? I mean, this is best thing for them, getting these games out.
And it really is.
A West Coast trip off the rip too.
I could do without the West Coast trip because, I mean, you know, 10 o'clock is what?
I mean, hey, the man's spoken, John C, and he's bigger brains than us. So I'm
I could do without the 10 o'clock local time start. That's what I'm getting at.
I got you.
But you know, it's 22. But it's that's the thing. Bob Feller is the only pitcher to throw an opening day no-hitter, but the earliest no-hitter on the calendar in Major League Baseball was Hideo Nomo, just because when Feller was pitching, the season started in the middle of April, and now they start at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and you're absolutely, and because they just keep adding rounds of the playoffs in, it's like they have to now.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you're going to have 3 rounds of playoffs before you get to the World Series, and it looks like that's what they're doing, you know, you kind of have to do that. You have to get started in March, and late March in Cleveland, it can be so dodgy. I mean, it can be
just had
sunny 65, or it can be sleeting, you know? I mean,
that was this week. Monday, tornadoes. Today, snow.
Right.
Yeah. Yesterday, hail.
Oh, hell.
All hail no.
That kind of stuff out loud when my wife's watching.
Oh, sorry.
It's perfect weather. Perfect weather.
Beautiful experience. It was so nice. Are you going to go to the opening day Monday to watch the eclipse? I think what an experience of a lifetime. If I didn't mind being around people, which I don't like being around people, which is why I love the Burke so much this year, Vince, because it was a small amount of good people. And I was like, this is cool. But yeah,
shout out,
you can go watch the opening day, and they pushed it back to 2:00 from 1:00. So when you get there at 1, they're having a solar eclipse watching party inside the stadium. And then after the eclipse is over, first pitch of opening day. Like how,
That's pretty
like
freaking
speaking
cool.
of, like that'll be a
That's
story within itself 20 years from now of that one time in Cleveland there was a total eclipse that postponed the
total eclipse
opening
of the
day by an
heart.
hour. Like
Well,
that'll be in Vince's next book 30 years from now.
I actually live west of Cleveland in Lorain County, and the line of totality goes right through Lorain County. So
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
up there.
I think we'll actually get a few more seconds of the total eclipse than anyone will in downtown Cleveland.
Yeah, because
So and
Norwayne's like the premier central spot, and that
okay,
is Norwayne or Norwalk up there by Sandusky and Lorain County.
Norwalk.
Yeah, Norwalk. Yeah.
Norwalk's supposed
Norwayne's
to be
and
a
Wayne.
really good spot to see it. Avon Lake is supposed to be a really good spot to see it too. I guess they're opening up the high school football stadium in Avon Lake, and everybody is they're going to let people in and watch there.
Well, there's like a chance of clouds, so
Yes.
we're like a county over, so we're like in like the 90%. Like we're still going to get to see a once in a lifetime opportunity without the dumbness of people. So I think we're going to go that route because we also have two little kids that don't know how people operate, and I don't feel like it's also a safe. But it was really really cool though, like all the community stuff because we were going to go up to Worcester, and they had this thing like the city was put on like free hot dogs, burgers, glasses at a community park. They only gave out so many tickets, and you had to have the ticket to get into the park so it didn't get overcrowded. And it was put on by the city, and that was really cool. So I have really enjoyed all the community outreach of the eclipse, and there's been a great economic impact for everybody as well too.
Oh, it
There's
has.
people already camping out today for Monday. Like they're here all weekend. Like people have booked this for years.
Yes, they said you couldn't get a hotel room this weekend in Lorain County for anything. They were all booked out a year in advance. I mean, it was.
Has no one ever seen an eclipse before?
Well, not the total eclipse.
I mean, I haven't seen a full eclipse. I mean, obviously, 7 or 8 years ago, we got to see a partial one.
Yeah, that was like 80, I think, or 60. I remember that. Actually, I saw that one on the Turnpike in Sandusky. It was the first week of 2 of my new job where I work now.
I mean, I saw one in the 90s for sure.
Now, there was one in Kentucky a couple of years back that was a full eclipse. You had to go south.
Yes.
I think that was the one. That was the one you're talking about in Sandusky. That was like 80. It was 100% Kentucky. There was parts of Kentucky that had a full eclipse that time. So I think you can always travel to see a full eclipse, like every so many years. But a lot of people travel to see the eclipse every few years, from what I'm gathering. I mean, they're calling for state of emergencies in Norwalk because there's that many extra people. Like hospitals are having staffing issues because they're afraid of people looking into suns. Are afraid they're had to do extra training on eye injuries and stuff because people are just going to be staring into the sun, hammered, thinking
you can
funny.
You can look at it. You can look at it.
Look at it all you want. I call that due process. Natural selection. It's a beautiful thing. Do you believe in that, Vince?
Hey,
Take the warning labels off and let everything figure itself out.
I'm not
if you're an adult.
I'm not telling you to stare at the sun and burn your eyes, but it ain't bad for you. That's all I'm gonna say.
You heard it here first.
The sun is not your enemy. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I got my. I'd be ashamed though. I got these nice glasses at the library. I'd be ashamed to go not have the occasion to use them though.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think. I mean, yeah. We're into weather here, so we are kind of
love it. I love it all.
All right, Vince. Drinking game for Tony.
All right.
Determined by Vince. We have here. You got to know Cleveland sports trivia game.
Okay.
Where you can pick 3 field goal increments: a touchdown, a 7-pointer, a safety, a 2. And I don't see anyone. So you can go with a 2, 3, or a 7. Now, so I guess just pick a number. We'll do 5 cards.
All right.
So 5 questions. And you might get, we'll say you got to get, if you get I don't know what's a good amount because you could get. I was gonna say 20 points. If you get the 20 points out of these 5 questions, I'll shotgun a beer. But for
All right,
everyone you
let's
get
do this.
right, I will take a big old slug of some delicious garage beer. All right, so
And it is delicious.
it is delicious. You've had one with me.
From the man
You've had one-
himself.
Hey, we've had this bond together. We've had food.
Mhm.
Me and Vince have had picanha together. We've had garage beer together.
Okay. You know
And I
what?
think we've had what?
Yeah.
We've had hot dogs
Whatever.
together. What did we have to eat that day
Dave,
at
we're
Burt's?
we're just over
Oh,
here.
you guys
Damon,
got to hang out more.
I think we
Yeah, we do.
we had all kinds of stuff. So, it was
Yeah,
a
it was
it
all
was
I
a
was
real
there for a
smorgasbord.
week.
Somebody brought in pizza. I think somebody brought in donuts that morning. I mean, it was
Oh, there was subs that day too.
I was there
Yeah.
for almost a week, Damon, for 4 or 5 days. Like, we could have met your friends, but you kept us secret. You kept them
Yeah.
secret.
I
Whatever.
took you to Burke in front of
Yeah.
God and everybody. Vince big time this on opening day. That's not my fault. I took you guys to the watering trough. The horse didn't make it.
what I missed.
Don't put that on Vince. Don't you dare
No, I'm
put
just
that
saying.
on
I
Vince.
took you guys to
That's what I was
Burke
gonna
and he
say.
wasn't there. What else do you want me to do to his front doorstep?
Jeez.
Vince, we're showing up at
Yeah.
your We're going to your tax write-off next time that you call
All
your
right.
400 square foot basement.
Give me a couple of days notice. I'll so I can make sure that my wife won't kill me in my sleep.
That's all right.
I'm
That's
just
all
kidding.
right.
I can't.
Sounds
ever
like the
make sure
basement's big enough for all of us. We'll
Yes.
just take it. All right. So pick a number like 1 through 20, and then or 1 through 10, and whatever number card that is determines the point. And then there is A, B, C, or D. So first, pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
All right. 1, 2. All right. It's a 3-pointer. A, B, C, or D.
D.
D. What future Indians first baseman and manager was a member of the opposing Rangers during 1974's infamous 10-cent beer fiasco?
He's not gonna know that.
I actually talked to him for this story for Cleveland Magazine. It's Mike Hargrove.
Okay, that's 3
That's 3.
points. I'll keep track.
We're off to a good start. I'm actually no 7. These 7s are real hard. The 2s and 3s aren't too bad. All right, 1 through 10 again.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 3-pointer. A, B, C, or D?
B.
B. What Browns wide receiver briefly changed his last name to Dyson at the start of the 1993 season? Oh, I don't know this one.
Michael Jackson.
And that's another 3.
Cha-ching.
Outstanding.
This is not looking good.
Way to go. Yeah.
All right, I got to mix.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
happy.
now he's
right
got to
now.
mix.
Oh, there are 1-pointers. There are 1-pointers in here. I did see.
I got
All right,
faith in
go
you
one.
guys.
Yeah,
Come
1
on,
through 10.
7.
1 through 10.
4.
2-pointer,
Oh.
Come on,
which
you-
means it's going to be easy.
No cheating, Tony. No cheating.
Look, okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2. A, B, C, or D?
E.
What other?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
B or D?
I said E.
There is
Or-
no E.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do B then.
What starting pitcher earned 2 wins for the Indians in the 1997 World Series after going 0-2 in the ALCS? I didn't know this.
Was that Nagy?
No, Chad OJ.
Oh.
Oh, he's so disappointed. Oh man, so sad.
Especially after Tony just said the 2s are easy.
I don't know. I mean, I blocked out most of the 97 World Series.
That's true. I didn't block out the 97 ALCS though. That was one of the greatest series of all time. All right.
I think you should get 2 points for that.
All right. 1 through 10.
I'll allow it.
9.
I'll allow it.
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3-pointer. A, B, C, or D?
A.
You said 10, right?
No, I said 5. In 2003, we might have to do more though because he is getting the low end of the numbers here. In 2003, what linebacker tied a Browns franchise record by recording 4 sacks in a game against the Kansas City Chiefs?
Is that Andre Davis?
Go.
How many points?
That was
I don't know.
3.
that was 3.
That's 9. So
10,
we're gonna have
11.
to give him a couple more.
Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer.
But the problem is we're 4 questions in, so really he
Yeah,
didn't even
5.
get.
How do you? Yeah, get out of here with the 5.
Yeah, we'll do
10. We're doing 10. I'll allow it.
okay. All right. We gotta take. All right, 1 through 10.
And if you get
2.
2 for a 2.
Oh, see.
All right, A, B, C, or D?
C.
What Lima native, Baldwin Wallace grad, author, and sportscaster is known for his tennis commentary and unique fashion sense?
Wait, say that again?
What Lima native, Baldwin Wallace graduate, author, and sportscaster is best known for his tennis commentary and his unique fashion sense?
I don't know that I know this one.
Bud
Who cares
Collins.
who cares about tennis?
Bud
Hey,
Collins. I didn't realize
Hey.
he was a Lima native.
Cleveland's got all kinds of history in sports, all kinds because we're a
bad question. Bad
I
question.
don't make up the questions. He picked the wrong number. All right. Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying
This
alive.
is how we get recorded.
No.
1 through 10.
No, we can sing it.
Boom, bam, bam. What are we going with?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, 0.
7.
1 pointer.
Come on.
A, B, C, or D?
B.
In 1995, what Indians pitcher earned the ALCS MVP award, making him the first player to win the LCS MVP in both the AL and the NL?
Oral Hershiser.
The Junkyard Dog.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 1 through 10.
6.
All right, where are we at here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's another 1-pointer.
It actually is.
7.
We'll do a 7. We're going to do a 7. We're going to make things interesting. All right. We're going to give Vince
Here we
7.
go.
These are tough, though.
Yeah.
These are tough.
He's
Supposedly,
got it. He's
in
got this.
theory. I also feel like the 1s and 2s have been the 2s have thrown him Vince for a loop both times.
Yeah.
All right, A, B, C, or D?
C.
What graduate of Collinwood High School became the first Cleveland State alum to play in Major League Baseball when he made his debut with the Indians in 1980?
Come on. We need this one.
I have no idea who this is. I have never heard of this name in my life. You have to be a diehard.
I got no earthly idea. None.
Jerry Dybzinski.
I should have known that.
All right. We'll give him a second chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go with A. What Cleveland State point guard was selected by the 76ers in the first round of the 81 NBA draft? Told you.
I can see his face and I can't think of I can't think of his name. God damn it. I give.
Franklin Edwards.
Oh, man.
All right. How
I
many
mean, the
cards are
guy's
we at
got
here?
a ton of information. You expect him to sift through it all in a matter of seconds?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. You're giving me the benefit of every doubt on this one.
No, man. All right,
Some
all
of
right.
the
1 through
shit
10.
I
What
just don't know.
No,
1 through 10.
Yeah.
All right, you got 3 more cards here. 3 more questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 through 10.
2.
2 for 2. We're going to go 3. A, B, C, or D.
B.
What Cleveland native played linebacker for the Denver Broncos from 73 to 86 and joined ESPN as a football analyst in 1987?
Tom Jackson.
Tom Jackson.
There it is.
mm.
3 more points on the board.
7
Okay.
more.
Where are we at
That's
on
all
point?
we need.
How many points we got?
We need 7 more. We're at 13.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let's go ahead and do off the top here. Let's go with the 3-pointer. Let's go with the 3 because we got to end it on a 7 to get to 20. So we're just going to do a 3, then do a 7.
No, we
All
need
right.
7 now.
How many do you need more total?
7.
Yeah, so we have 2 cards left. We'll do
Oh,
3.
I got you.
We'll do a 3, then we'll do a 7. If he gets both of these, I'm shotgunning.
Well,
So.
he has a bonus 2 points that we allowed. So
That's right.
if he does 2
Why did you
threes in a
factor that
row,
into it off the rip? Why did you sandbag 2 points?
Majority rules.
we said it earlier.
Why didn't you say he needs 5? If you already were counting it, why'd you say he needed 7?
Well, I'm saying if he comes up
If he needed
1 or
it.
2 short, we're bringing it in.
Yeah, that was like in the
dumber than
back
cheering
pocket.
for the Pittsburgh Squealers, man, right here. A, B, C,
Oh,
or D.
here we go. Oh,
Here we
my
go.
gosh.
Here we go.
Here
A,
we
B,
go.
C, or D.
D.
D. What Indians pitcher posted at least 15 wins per season from 95 through 99 was the AL starting pitcher in the 96 All-Star game?
That one I think is Charles Nagy.
That is correct. That's funny. What question B is on that is what Indians lefty missed the remainder of the 57th season after being struck in the face by a line drive on May 7th. We all know the answer to that one. All right, for all the marbles.
Oh, here we go.
No pressure.
No pressure. All right, so I have 7-pointer A, 7-pointer B. I got 4 7-pointers here. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
1.
1. A, B, C, or D.
A.
In 1941, what Indians outfielder became the first American League player to hit at least 20 doubles, 20 triples, and 20 home runs in the same season? I have no idea who this. I have read a lot of books of this era, and I've never heard this name. I don't know any of the names on this.
Huh? Hal Trotsky.
No. Jeff Heath. True story. Met Hal Trotsky once, got his autograph.
Cool.
Well, I remember I was a kid, and when I went, he said, "Say shit" instead of saying cheese, and I was like a 10-year-old kid,
And you thought that was the funniest thing in the world, didn't you?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, "Mouth this guy! I don't even know who the hell he is. He's supposed to say shit." And I remember looking up. I knew who Hal Trotsky was the rest of my life because of that
Right.
moment. So good for him. Good for him. Okay, but here's one. Okay, yeah. This one actually you might know because it's a relative, a guy a high school basketball player from 02. In 2002, what point guard and Lakewood native was named AP First Team All-America and finished his Cincinnati Bearcats career as the program's 3rd all-time leading scorer? Bobby Huggins guy.
I know, and I do this. I can't think of his name either, and I can see him. I don't know.
Steve.
Okay, then I guess I don't know who this is. I thought it was somebody
Steve
else.
Logan. Steve Logan.
Okay, I feel a little better because
Well,
sometimes
I think what happened was he blew out his knee. He would have been an NBA player. He
Sure.
won the dunk contest in the State Farm dunk contest, and it was kind of like a Kenyon Martin thing. He just kind of blew out his knee and never really got to make it. I think he stuck in the league for a little bit, but yeah, he was a
Mhm.
Lakewood guy. Of Lakewood St. Ed's with the Clancy boys.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam Clancy. Yeah, friend of the show. He was a high school teammate of Steve Logan. They were on the same
Good fellas.
Okay, so Steve Logan, AP All American, Lakewood St. Ed High School teammate Sam Clancy, USC, all time leading rebounder, USC history, and 1,000-point club, 1,000 rebound, 1,000 block, 1,000 whatever. And then they also had a guy go to Wake Forest on a full ride basketball ride off that team, coached by, this is where it gets real. All right, Vince, I'm going to teach you some wild information. Steve Logan,
No.
Bob Huggins guy.
Okay.
They were coached at high school by one Greg Zimmerman, Alderson Broadus basketball coach from Tuscarawas County, graduated from my alma mater, Guerrieri High School, played against Bob Huggins at Indian Valley North High School.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Huggins won every Player of the Year award that year except for Regional Player of the Year, which was Greg Zimmerman. And Greg Zimmerman coached all those guys and then went back down to Alderson Broadus and ended up winning 500 career victories down at Division II and was a Charlie Huggins disciple. So all kinds of ties on that one. And he was the Lakewood St. Ed coach before going down to AB, and that was the team. But they did not win the state title. With all those guys, did not make it. I don't think they made it to state. I think they lost in regionals.
That's rough.
You know,
But-
I covered a lot of high school sports, and I'll never forget what one of the baseball coaches told me. He says, "We don't have to be better than the other team. We just have to be better than them that day."
That's right.
True. That is true.
Or coat. Sorry, a wife's looking for something. Pants. Sorry. So anyway, Vince, anything? We went way over, but that game was way too fun. We got to take a commercial break here. We're going to let you get out of here. Sorry we kept you over a few extra minutes there, but thanks for doing it for us.
Yeah, man,
Tell us
for
hang on real quick.
You're right.
While you're saying where we can find you, you got it right there. Everyone go to VincentGuerrieri.com. Isn't that
My
what it's called?
website, VinceGuerrieri.com. I'm Vince Guerrieri on
VinceGuerrieri.com.
Twitter, Vince Guerrieri Books on Facebook. Weird Moments in Cleveland Sports out through Gray Publishing, grayco.com. Also available wherever fine works of literature are sold.
Here at the Dude Network, we're a bunch of readers.
Yep.
Big brains. I have to get the physical copy because I need you to sign it. I bought the ebook. But I do
Okay.
need to order. I am gonna. One of these times when I know we're gonna be in the same area, I'm definitely gonna. I love hand signed hard copies.
Or better yet, I mean, tell me when we're going to be in the same area. I can even sell you a copy.
Okay.
Ooh.
They
I
gave
would
me
rather.
I got a Square and everything, so I can take credit cards, which is great, so I don't have to do math.
That's fantastic. I don't like to do it either. You don't want my math. I was in car sales for 9 years. People don't like my math.
Okay.
I'm the kind of guy who gives you a 20 and wants 3 10s back. Like, well, I gave you 50. I'm joking.
That
But
works.
Vince, hey man, seriously, thanks for playing along here. Really enjoyed hanging out here with you yet again. This feels like we're family at this point, man. Just enjoy catching up with you. Good excuse to hang out with you for sure. I'll
My
take any
pleasure.
excuse to hang out with you, Vince. You're a real person. I've hung out with you twice, and just love your presence and love your vibe, love your energy, man. You're a positive person. You're a great person to have in the network and in the corner. We obviously wish you a happy rest of baseball season, and until the next time, man, because we definitely need to have you back on here. We'll catch you around. All right.
Sounds great. Thanks again for having me. Always a pleasure.
All right,
man,
ladies and
appreciate
gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, we'll get a commercial break, but first, give it up one last time for author and big brainiac Vince Guerrieri. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vince.
Right.
Thank you. All right, guys, we'll be right
Chris.
back after these messages. We'll wrap this show up here and get to the give back giveaway. All right, we're mid-show, but it's time for us to have a beer break. Some of us don't have a fridge by our fingertips during this thing, so drink a garage beer, and we'll be right back after this message.
Right now, today in your life, right this minute, we're all sitting here together, will affect what's tomorrow, the next day, the next week, 10 years from now. And that's that's how time works. That's how life works. So every decision you make right now, good or bad, fun or no, whatever it is, will be reflective down the road. So look, grab that son of a bitch by it, squeeze the hell out of it, go with it, and make it better the next day. That's all you can do, man. And having love from the Dude Network, man, I love,
That's right, man.
it's all there, bro.
This is a venison beef taco thingamajig I found on Pinterest. Let me show you how I made it. Let's go. Start out with a pound of venison. Gonna do a little bit of MST dry rub. Add some diced up onion. A little bit of Garcasian. Just gonna mix all this together. All right, we got it all mixed up here. So now I got a tortilla. I'm gonna take a ball and smash this out to be about that circumference. I'm gonna take it and smoosh it down in there. Take your large skillet. That side down first. Let's go ahead and flip this. Like I said, any kind of cheese. I want Pearl Valley Colby. If you know, you know. Here's what she looks like pulled off. Add a layer of Rotel and a little more Garcasian. Fold it up like a taco. Oh, that will work. What a fun new idea. We'll see you next time.
Charlie Daniels came into town for a concert. They asked, he wanted some Southern barbecue. So I got called by a promoter back in 2004 or 5. And they said, could you cook? Could you come cook for Charlie Daniels? And we got this grill. So the grill they had was like a gas grill kind of, Yeah. So I had to make it do what it do. So I did what it did. I still mopped the meat, did what I had to do to make it south, bring it south to their mouth. Charlie loved it. Cooked for 38 Special. Cooked for David Allen Coe.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Just that same venue kind of situation called me up, and I wasn't making no money. I just wanted to cook, one of those things that they knew I was that guy that'll come cook the food and work all day, and they don't have to pay me nothing because I just enjoy cooking. I didn't start charging till I met Bridezilla.
Oh, buddy, he missed the countdown. Poor fella. He must have got stuck in the bathroom. Lord help us. That's all them garage beers. That's what. I mean, did he got stuck? I mean,
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, the bathroom's 2 foot away from him. Poor fella. we can send some hopes over there for him.
Man,
But
I just love that guy, Vince.
that's what I was gonna say, man. What about Vince, bro? That's like you say, it's like a Rolodex of information in his mind,
Yeah.
bro.
Like we're asking him all these questions, he's pilfering through everything.
Yeah.
It's like dude's forgotten more information than we've known.
So all I could think about was just the fact of like what you just said is like 40 million little Vinces is running around in his head right now, looking through little files. They're like, yes, nope, over here, over here.
Yeah. Yep, this guy.
That guy.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
So do we have a hashtag tonight? Are we done giving stuff away or?
Yeah, for those, MST. I don't know. Hashtag Vince. There you go.
There you go.
Didn't mean to put that kind of pressure on you, buddy. I
didn't even forgot about it.
I was trying to segue into the giveaway. What are we giving away, Tony?
MST Sauce Company. 4 things. 3.
4?
No,
3.
3. Sorry, 3.
Yeah, 3.
3. Yeah, 3 items.
Hashtag Vince, everybody. VINCE. Hashtag VINC. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, this stuff is delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, you see it right there on the bottom. There's a bunch of our favorites right out there.
I will say one thing. I'm glad I didn't have the shotgun of beer because I was not feeling that.
Well, we figured that's what happened because, I mean, all the beer you had to drink for the questions he's got right, you figure you got stuck in the bathroom.
No, I had them right here. Actually, I couldn't find Alyssa wanted to trike my car, and I couldn't find my car keys. And then I was looking at my wallet to give her some gas to put in hers. Couldn't find my wallet. And I'm like, I'm late, and it was a panic mode. So now I'm out of breath and pissed at myself.
So, I told John that before the show. I was like, we're gonna have that moment again where he sprinted down the stairs from 40 yards.
Yep, I'm good for it. Yeah. So, yeah, Vince was awesome. I agree.
Oh,
and
yeah, man.
Give back giveaway again. We're going to draw what was sent to us. If people got things and they forgot to send me,
hey,
tickets,
that's on them. We tell them.
Well, still let me know. We'll get you next month. We'll get you next month.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, I didn't mean you're burnt. I'm not saying you're burnt.
I just know that there's people that audit this, and we put everybody in that sends one, and instead of crucifying us, just let us give you the prizes stay pretty consistently here. So why don't we give us a slack and let us know if you didn't see it? But we'll definitely get you in the next one. Don't be afraid to say anything. Just take it easy on us. That's all we're asking. So
and all that rolls off of each of the hashtags every week as well, correct?
What's that? What, for the give back?
Entries. Yes.
No, that was just for items, and then for the whoever did like the Icy Tech was separate from the give back. So is that a problem?
That was the question I was having earlier.
I was wondering if that's what you meant, but I didn't think that that's what you actually meant.
Oh.
So real quick,
no, we're good. We're good. I got two. Just give me a second. We're good.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. And then also, anybody, real quick, Johnsy, real quick.
Yeah.
If anybody had forgotten to send me invoices or receipts from this past month, now's your opportunity. You're gonna have to wait a month. So you got a couple minutes here to go ahead, Johnsy.
While we're waiting for this, it was perfect. I was letting it go, but I found this fascinating. We were talking about innings games for opening day. Does anybody know the longest game ever to go in baseball?
Yeah,
and take a stab out of it.
I think it's like 24 innings.
So,
well, I mean, I don't in modern era or like all time, because I feel like back in like the 1800s they'd play like 80 innings.
No, and I mean in any so in 33 innings, but that was not MLB is the longest. So hold on. I just realized that wasn't there wasn't MLB. Okay. So MLB, what did you say, Tony?
I said 24.
Oh, really close. Dodgers, Braves.
Is it 22?
No, 26 in 1920.
Oh, 1920.
But could you imagine playing 30, like in the AAA league or whatever it was, 33 innings?
Well, I'd like to know how long the pitchers pitched back then, because now if a pitcher pitches like a complete game, it's a big deal. Back then, there might only been 2 pitchers to pitch 40 innings. Like them guys just kept throwing the ball. Like,
yep,
all your arms still attached, throw it.
Yeah. right. So, 20 for Major League, and that the 33 innings was in 81. and then the longest MLB was 26 innings in 1920. So wild.
Yeah, that is wild, dude. There's some wild stats out there.
That's one thing that I always found really interesting, and why maybe I was a little more into baseball than any other sport, is they keep track of everything. You think I'm joking, folks? I mean, I heard a stat one time during the World Series. We're like, oh, and forgive me if I'm saying the last name wrong. They're like, this is the last time a Sanchez pitcher and a Sanchez batter batted off was like 1940. Like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's called the Elias Sports Bureau.
Okay.
Where it was like one of the original like databases of like keyword history where you could just type in what you needed and it would spit it all out.
Like baseball seems to know.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's been around since like the 1800s.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's America's pastime. It's got the longest history of any American sport. So
shout out.
Other than American.
Hey,
American sport.
Shout out to the Cleveland Dudes, by the way.
Shout out to the Cleveland Dudes.
And the others.
Cleveland Dudes started. Canton Dudes started.
No, you're Cleveland Dudes.
Oh yeah, they suck. Unless we're having to come back today.
Never mind.
Unless we're having to come back today. It was bad yesterday. I think me putting out that energy of like F everybody else, because like 2 days later, Josh Jung, like my 4th round pick, broke his wrist with a hit by pitch. So I was like,
ooh,
I deserve that. So yeah.
I don't want to say anything.
But you heard it here first.
No, I don't want to say anything about how I'm doing, but
yeah, you're crushing it, dude.
It's not that bad.
Hey, baseball's a long season.
I know, dude. I forgot how fantasy baseball was, and our buddy got us into a legit ass league, and now I'm like,
it might have been a donation to the pot on my end. It might have been a donation to the pot. You good over there, Damon? I know not like you. I see you're processing over there.
Yeah, I think I got everybody in.
You look like you need a cold garage beer.
I could use like a couple of them.
Yeah, I got. Come on, Andy.
Yeah, I got a whole 15 pack outside.
Oh, you only get the 15s? We're still rocking the 25s out here.
What?
You know what? When I'm rich and famous, I'm gonna force them to make me a 25 pack. It's gonna be great.
Did you guys? Yeah, you guys sent that, man. How about the, like be a beer?
Yeah, Jonesy sent that. Yeah,
that's
beer,
crazy.
man.
I know. That's what I can't believe that.
Right. Yeah. Hey, telling you folks, if you can't get it yet, you will. I promise.
I mean, that's got to be a sign that it's going to be everywhere, right? You wouldn't be getting like.
Remember where you heard it first, folks. Remember where you heard it, first.
And please continue to let them know that you do hear about it on here, because there's them guys got a few more than us, so you gotta let the little guys, get a little spotlight too. So help us out. But no, again, we do thank everybody. It's been we got big things coming.
That's a fact.
That's crazy.
Not everything we can say right now, but just hold on to your tits.
Yep. Well, we announced the one. We got the big K, Big K. It's coming soon. Mm-hmm. But there's another one.
There's others in the works, folks.
It's done. We just got to figure out we got to get the one on board before we get two. We got to get one rolling before we can get two.
True.
What do you guys got planned for the weekend? It's Friday, bro. We got the whole. It's a freaking weekend, baby. Now let's go have some fun. Oh, probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, we're gonna go to another part of the wine event that I was part of yesterday.
How'd that
go? I haven't really got to talk to you about the event yesterday. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it went good, man.
Tell everybody what you did, Damon. Yeah, let's get a look inside of Damon's life. We don't ever really get many looks of those.
Yeah. No, so we had a wine event. So they have an event called the Meet and Meander. And so there was like, I want to say there was 8 cooks there. And everybody does something different. There was a lot of good stuff there, but I done some pulled pork, some smoked mac and cheese, some pickled onions, pickles, and sliced smoked sausage. Basically made a mini barbecue platter.
Hate to hear it.
Oh
yeah,
I've heard anything I hate in that.
Right.
I guess I must have stirred the macaroni good with my finger because like everybody wanted more macaroni. So
it's always funny. It's always the side dishes, isn't it? It's always the side. Man.
They was like everything else. They said everything else was good, but can I get 2 scoops of macaroni this time? I was like, yes, you can.
That's funny, man. Yeah, it's almost. I swear, if I was ever going to do a food truck, I thought just doing nothing but sides. Like that'd be the name of the food truck, nothing but sides, and just like a little dash of meat and like just cheap sides. And
serve like 1 or 2 types of meat, and then
like your platter, you get
all in on the sides.
You get like a 2-slide platter, a 3-slide. It's a full serving of a side, and you could just get your favorite side dishes, and that's your platter. You can get like chicken. It's not chicken noodle.
It's not a bad concept. I'm just saying.
No, green bean casserole. Well, not for you, but for others. There are real Americans out there that actually like green bean casserole.
Yeah, like beans and chili.
Yeah, real Americans.
Hey, man.
If I ordered chili beans, I'd be a part of it. But I ordered chili, not chili beans. So. But hey. Let's spin a wheel. You know what I mean?
Let's give some shit away.
Right.
Pizza oven. Coal fire. Let's see if Adventures. She literally, we did it again so she could get another chance at it.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see if she wins. Has a real
doubt she'll be pissed if she doesn't win anything off this wheel.
As you can see, Damon is repeatedly rotating. So a lot of entries up there again, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really appreciate all the entries.
So, all right. So we got 3 things to give away.
Spin that beautiful wheel.
Well, we will do a coal-fired pizza oven last. This will be for the meathead package.
Brandon. Ooh, Eduardo. All right. You will not be disappointed, sir.
Get that sent up. And then next, let's give away an MST, another MST bundle, but 5. We're gonna do 5 sauces, 5 sauces on this one.
Let's go, Johnsy. Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on. I see it in there. Hit that green one.
Come on now.
It wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong.
You wasn't wrong. It was a green.
I said hit the green one. Hit the green one.
MST. All right. Spin that thing for
shuffling one more time.
Shuffle one more time. This is for the grand prize of the coal-fired pizza oven.
There it is.
Come on. I didn't see what color I was on this time. Let's go.
No way. Oh, it's T. I thought it was that's good for him. I thought it was going to be, if it would have been the other one before, I literally solicited her in the comment section on Instagram to buy an MST product for entries. And if she would have won, that would have been absolutely hilarious. So I'd be like, hey, remember when I told you hey, let me get that receipt. But hey, T, congratulations, man. You're also well deserved. Appreciate you. You got those entries by donating, to the chat, as anyone can do, and we will do it again this month. We don't know what the grand prize will be. I feel like doing something different. So probably won't do the coal-fired pizza oven. We will come up with an alternative plan, and we might do something else big that's in the works. Something we've seen before, but waiting on further confirmation. So just keep it tuned in here. But in the meantime, if you would like to keep helping us grow and get more faces over here to justify such things, please do. Because even as you know, not everybody that watches listens and enters. So even by getting people over here, may not even lessen your chances to win stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But it
anything we can do.
continues to guarantee that you can win stuff.
Yep. And I know we got a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
surprise on what's going on Sunday for another foodie show. What can
we
you
don't
guys
know
tell me?
yet. We
Don't know
we
yet.
don't
Still
know.
trying to figure it out. Okay.
We're trying to put it together right
Yeah.
now.
So if anybody has any ideas for Sunday, keep them to yourself.
Help a couple of brothers out.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
joking.
Right.
Always let us know. We love your ideas. Anything you'd like to see us do. If there's a topic or a guest
Dude,
line
yes.
that
Actually, thank you for bringing this up,
Yeah.
Tony. Yes. Especially on Another Foodie Show. There's a lot of foodies who watch both of our shows. There's anything you'd like to see us cover or something you'd like to see on your foodie show you watch every Sunday, let us know. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
As Caitlin Clark just splashes her first 3 of the game.
I'm not even watching.
You're not the only one who hates it. You're not the only one.
Yeah, we're sad too because this is our bro hangout time.
Easter left, bro. If you still eating Easter leftovers, you might need to check that expiration date.
What are leftovers?
That's not 100% true. That's not 100% true. That's
no. He's
depending
saying.
on.
Okay, I took it wrong. I thought he was fixing to eat Easter leftovers. I think what he's trying to get to is what to do with the Easter leftovers. I got you.
Oh, holiday
leftover. Okay,
Gotcha.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I was like, whew, that ham might be a little moldy right now.
I don't know about that, bro. That depends on what temperature you keep your fridge and how you handle your stuff. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. No.
What you put next to your vegetables and stuff. You know what? I just thought of other things to talk about. Never mind. We'll get to that later. We will get to that later.
We've thought about that.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, we have. Hey, why'd you have to bring that up, Eduardo?
We did, yeah. We did record a couple, but the conversations would get so behind the scenes, there was no way those conversations would be allowed to see light of day because there was too good of information. There was too good of information.
That's like stuff for, VH1 behind the music when we're all like 80 years old and we're like, man, back in the day,
whenever we're like just like McAfee big, we don't even care. We kind of like there's days like, man, if we got canceled, like we could kind of just chill out. Like we're just gonna like let it like maybe we release some information, we'll get canceled for a few months while we need a few months off. Yeah, we got there's some stuff. There's some stuff on file that I don't know if you kept it or deleted it, but yeah. There, if
I'm just saying, my
my
external hard drive is it's hot. It's hot. We'll say that it's hot.
Yeah,
might not be as hot as someone's laptop, but it's hot. Come on, that was funny to me.
Oh no, it was. I was just. I was like, what?
I mean, we're all like looking like, should we laugh? Is it okay to laugh?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. I'm a doctor. Yeah.
Just wipe.
Oh boy.
Just blow that white powder off of it before you open it up.
I love the sugar.
Oh, stop it.
Hey, not in these days, boys.
No way. Too much of a big
old. A little too much of that schmettanol.
Yeah. Way too much of a sissy to play with the big boys these days. That's
I'm cool with just. I'm cool with my garage beers and Minglewood bourbon.
Amen. The glory days were the glory days for a reason, and that's that.
We went hard. We can think about them and just leave them where they lay.
Right. Amen. Amen.
So next, I do want to show the guest that I was trying to get on here. Damon, do you have that clip?
Yes, sir.
I don't think he realized it was live. It came out of left field last night, and I was like, it might just happen tonight because I had a text like at 9:30 and TikTok Messenger, and you guys know I don't get on TikTok to save my life. The post videos, check my notifications. That's
Yeah,
it.
because I'll send you a video, and it's like 8 days later you'll see it.
Yeah, Instagram. If you want me to look at something, Instagram. Them are the only notifications I care to clear. I should probably. Yeah. It's not. Tony hates notifications.
I'm damn scared.
Yeah, this is funny. Oh my god. So this guy's name on TikTok is called Paw Paw's Piss Bucket.
Is this the one?
Yeah, he's coming.
Dude,
We're going to get this guy.
Yeah.
We're going to get this dude.
There's one comment, guys. If you don't catch it, it is so gold.
I didn't see the
so
comment.
gold.
All right,
No. One thing he says in this that is just
yeah.
The way he says it is
so condescending, but like half serious. Yeah.
I'm damn
we'll reenact.
Boy, you ain't strong enough to pour piss out of a boot. You gonna come blow my trailer down? You gonna come unalive me and just take me away from all this thriving economy and this jovial life that I live? Fuck you. You ain't shit. You are not shit. Bring it on. I'm like Lieutenant Dan, but I still got my legs. I'll go in there and get a bar of soap and a bottle of shampoo right now, and I'll just take a shower while you throw your little goddamn fit. You're blowing like a little bitch right now. Do I need to get in the car and come find your ass? Look, bitch, I'll hop in the choo-choo truck and I'll track your ass down. I got all excited for you to show up, and you're like an F.3, and the F stands for fairy. Flapping your little fairy wings around. Whispering. A whispering tornado.
I gotta get this guy. I gotta figure that one out.
Hey, so
that guy just looks like a genuine. I feel like if you talk to him in real life, it wouldn't be too far off.
Yeah.
Dude, you're just gonna come unalive me.
Unalive me.
I like how he's like rocking. He like locked the elbow in. He's like, gonna unalive me.
That is
away
so
from me.
Take me away from all of this.
0.3 whispering. Ears over going.
Dude, the part he says, you ain't strong enough to pour the piss out of a boot.
You ain't strong enough to pour piss out of a boot.
Oh, shit, that is fair. Yeah, that's solid gold, dude.
I mean, I've been around some one-liners.
Right, me too.
Redneck community.
Yeah.
And I have never heard you're not strong enough to pour piss out of a boot. I have never.
I can't wait to drop that on someone. I cannot.
Oh, that I hear funny things like that, and I'll adapt them into my vocabulary. That was from people that probably have never seen that. And yeah, man, that'll be a banger.
You're gonna come unlive me.
That's gonna happen. Me and take all of this away from me.
Yeah,
get in my truck and come find your ass.
Oh,
yeah,
I love it. I freaking love it.
Yeah, no, I love you guys. I love the show. I love all our watchers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and I love Sundays. Another foodie show at 9:00.
Catfish Cooley, yes, that is a trip too. He is a
Catfish
master.
Cooley is a waste of life these days.
You heard it here first.
Watch him on Redneck Brawl. That guy was hilarious. Now he's just like so committed to being a raging alcoholic that he looks like and sounds like one. He can't even talk half the time. So, yeah. Eating 6 of them. He peaked at chocolate booters.
So I'll cancel that booking, I guess.
I mean, you can get him. Bring it.
Well.
And if you want to look at inappropriate Facebook stories, check out his Facebook stories.
No, I'm cool. I'm not into all that.
If you're into something that isn't really attractive, but he'll put it all out there. His girlfriend runs it, and she's like basically shows all the goodies.
You remember we're still alive,
but it's not good as you want to see. Did he really freeze at that point?
I guess he did.
Serious. I think he did. That's funny.
Yeah, I think he did. Because I had to come back. I was on a different screen, and I had to come back because I thought everybody went blank. Oh, hey, I guess they California internet got cut off on him again.
All right. Well, on that note, all right, there he is. There he is. There he is.
I'm back.
He paid his bill. He paid his bill.
All right. The bill's paid.
Bro, it has been wild weather here, so who knows what the hell's going on out there.
Yeah, I can relate.
Not that wild. I'm not trying to take anything.
No.
If not trying to misappropriate.
No.
Like
wasn't trying. I'm just saying. No, I can feel it. The weather can do that.
It's definitely a little different than the last decade.
I'm just glad
so.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
You didn't get unalived?
I didn't get
You're not unalived?
He wasn't gonna come and take all of this away from me.
It tried to unalive some people, that's for sure.
Definitely
it was
did.
Rough, dude. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to all the
I
victims.
hope everybody who's in the affected areas. Hope everybody's cool. You know, we're just making jokes and we love all that, but I hope everybody's well.
Do us a favor and never take anything on this show seriously unless it's something we
because how we really feel is T's and P's for anybody who had any kind of issue with anything.
Right.
All we want is love for everybody.
Unless you're a pedophile, then I hope you died.
Then I hope I'll pull the trigger. Just saying.
Heard it here first. Yeah, I believe in capital punishment. Hell, if it let me, I'd pull the switch.
I wouldn't even feel guilty about it.
So,
like when they throw
what the son of a bitch do?
When
Kill
they
3 people.
So when what is there? One state that still has the electric chair or whatever. There's a state you can pick the way.
I think Texas has a smorgasbord of options.
Right, right. Back when there's the firing line or the electric chair, there's like a couple switches and there's multiple guys in the firing line, and not everybody has a lethal. Not everybody has a lethal bullet or a lethal switch, right? So no one knows who did it. I would push everybody out of the way and flip all 3 at the same time and say, "I got."
On the firing line, there'd be half of them would be blank and half of them would have real ammo.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'd make sure mine had real. I'd bring my own.
I'd be like, I'm gonna just go ahead and make sure here real quick.
You were bringing up something most humane.
What's so unhumane about putting a bullet in someone's head for killing people, kill them back? Like, why do we ever get rid of that? Like, that's not humane. What's inhumane about that? It's the quickest death of any of them.
True.
Yeah, and some people have really adverse reactions because everybody's like, "Oh, lethal injection," they just go to sleep. Nah, fools. Some people
all I think is Green Mile.
Adverse reactions.
All I think is Green Mile, where he didn't wet the sponge. Shout out, weird dude with the mouse.
Here's the deal,
Ben.
There are certain things, and this is just my opinion. This is not the opinion of the Dude Network or Damon or Tony. It's Johnsy's opinion solely.
Here we go.
But if there's certain things that you do, it doesn't matter. It should be slow and painful, and you should know the exact reason why. Period.
That's a fact.
Period.
You shouldn't be up to no nefarious bullshit. And I'm not talking about like whatever, some fraud, some this, some that. I'm talking about where you make other people feel terrified in their life or harm them in those kind of ways or do irreparable
mentally
damage.
Break them where they're just like begging to be put out.
You should have to feel that same experience. I said it. And I ain't mad at it. And doesn't matter. I'll never take it back. You heard it here first.
You try to be a home for all dudes and dudettes, but it'd be probably really hard for someone to exist in our network if you disagreed with that, probably.
Not really sure where all that came from. Sorry we ended on that note, but yeah, it got serious.
Basically, pedophilia is bad. Kill them all.
Right.
Let the devil sort them out.
Right. Amen. Amen.
On that note, we probably should wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Shout out Cox. National Championship Sunday night.
Right. Here we go.
Hey, let's bring home a ring to the great state of South Kakalaki. So Damon.
Right.
It would be great.
And,
that would be great. Let's go.
Yeah, it would be fantastic. So, but no, man, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks again for Vince. Thanks for all of you. We'll holler at you next time. We'll see you on the other side. Be good, do good, help someone random or help someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. Just say hello. Might make their difference in their day. I know I saw some stories this week of people losing some loved ones unexpectedly. Don't let it happen to you and yours, man. Let's all work together and overcome this. And if you're in Ohio, come see me next Sunday at Dalton Farms. We'll raise some money for an FFA program.
Shout out. Oh, love that.
I am so excited. This is my first fundraiser that I'm like going to raise money for any kind of cause. So very excited for it, working with Dalton Farms. And yeah, I think there's going to be like an Ohio State super fan there. If you ever seen like the guy that's painted head to toe and like the bald guy that's like scarlet gray, they call him Big Nut. He's going to be up there. So I think there's going to be some content with an Ohio State.
Shout out Big Nut.
We've had Macho Fan. Now we need Big Nut.
Yep.
Macho Fan was awesome. It's going to be hard to top Macho Fan, though. Macho Fan was cool.
So we got to look the Big Nut up.
Yeah, look. Yeah, you'll see him. He's on every freaking game. If you've ever watched the Ohio State game, you've seen this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Ohio State dude. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll probably be making, if I have anything to do with it, I guarantee I'm the only one that'll be, not guarantee, but one of the few up there that'll be actually able to give him something like a platform. So we'll get him on. We're doing a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers. They're saying we might do like 500-600 hot dogs and hamburgers that day.
Oof. What a haul. Let's go.
I have to go up early and get the cooking. So,
yeah.
All right. We need to wrap this up before it gets 2 hours. The stuff with Vince is so fun.
We're pretty much there.
True.
Yeah, we're there. We should have
done. Yeah, Vince is a stud, man. I love chatting with him. It's just watching him. He's just a pleasure to talk to, man. Yeah, he's just a pleasure to talk to. He's a wealth of information. You know, he's done. I mean, writing for news. I mean, he's just the stuff he's seen, got to cover. What a treat! What a treat!
Absolute gem. But yeah, you guys are absolute gems. Everybody's gems that's watching. We love you all. We will see you guys here on Sunday night, and then we'll see you next week. Be a friend, tell a friend. Let's keep this thing going, and let's keep this thing growing. Let's see if we can add 5 to 10 new regular watchers next month. I think we do that every month. Help us out. I think we're going to have a real good time. So let's have a good year. We're excited to have you come along with us. The ride is just getting started, and we're only stopping at the top of the mountain. So let's go. We'll see you guys next time. We love you all. See ya.